Hi ladies, this is Karen Gretz. I wanted to make a quick tutorial since I'm getting lots of questions and curiosity about how I run my multi-hostess Facebook parties. I've been having a lot of success with those. The idea honestly was just born out of laziness on my part. I had a lot of women that were not really wanting home parties because they thought Facebook parties sounded easier. But then I'm like, holy cow, how am I going to run all these Facebook parties at one time? I tried running 3 at once and it was a nightmare. So I'm like, okay, how am I going to do this? And I thought, well, I'll just have to post only once instead of 3 or 4 different times. So that's kind of how the idea got started. I've done 2 multiple Facebook hostesses parties at one time so far. I did one the end of November. I called it the Turkey Trot, and I had 5 hostesses. That event went pretty well for my first one. I had a little over $500 in sales. I had 2 consultants join, and it was a total of 5 hostesses. 2 hostesses rocked it out, and they were awesome. 1 really tried but didn't get any sales, and 2 just fizzled, which this is a good reason for doing multiple hostess Facebook parties because it's frustrating for us as consultants to put all that work into doing a big party and then nothing happens because the work is kind of still the same. So that was my first one. My second one I just finished. It was Candy Cane Lane, and that was the first part of December this year. I had 4 hostesses. I did a little over $500 in sales. I've got 2 so far parties, hostesses booked off of that, and planted some seeds for recruits. It's a little difficult this time of year because everyone's saying, oh, I'm so busy, I'm so busy, I'm so busy. So I thought that one was pretty successful as well. So I will tell you how I run my Facebook parties. I'm no means an expert, but I will tell you what's working out for me and what kind of pitfalls I've run into, and hopefully that helps my Jam sisters out. So I have a little list here of things I want to talk about. So the pros of running a multiple host Facebook party. Number 1, we kind of talked about, you post once and hopefully only answer the same question once instead of answering it, different times in different groups. It creates hype. The Facebook parties are only as good as the participants. If it's just the consultant just talking, everyone's like, this is boring and I don't know you from Adam and you're just trying to sell me something. When you have these multiple hostesses, both of my parties had over 500 invites and over 40 people committed as going and another 5 to 10 saying maybe. So that's a pretty good turnout for a Facebook party. But it creates a hype, it creates a buzz of other people talking and commenting, and people will interact even if they don't necessarily know the other people that they're kind of interacting or commenting and things like that on. And it's, like I said, it's a better use of your time to kind of lump them all together. The cons is with any Facebook event, your hostess makes or break you. So you as the consultant and your hostess need to be fairly Facebook savvy. If someone says, oh, I don't want to have a home party, and you say, well, you could do a Facebook party, and they're like, oh, well, I'm on Facebook, I can do that. But they don't know how to invite people, they don't know where to click for events, they don't know how to message somebody. I can't help you. I'm not the person to teach you any kind of computer. You have to be somewhat computer savvy. Same thing for you as the consultant. If you're just barely on Facebook and you don't really know how Facebook works, this may not be the avenue for you. And I'm just trying to put that out there and be honest. Teach yourself, have a savvy neighbor, friend, child, somebody kind of help you out learning Facebook before you attempt this. Or it'll just kind of crash and burn. The second thing is that your hostess has to be willing to participate. Again, if she thinks, oh, well, Facebook party's so easy, I'll just do that. Well, yeah, it's easier in that you don't have to clean your house and have a bunch of people over, but you still need to do a little bit of work. I'm very reluctant to say, hey, have a Facebook party, it's so easy, I do all the work, you get all the rewards. I really try not to use that line because they need to play along. Again, you as the consultant don't know these people, and these people don't know you. So to them, you're just someone trying to sell them something. And if that hostess isn't participating, it's again, not going to work. Again, the beauty of a multiple hostess Facebook party is that if you have a couple of your hostess fizzle out, your work isn't for nothing because you've hopefully had a few hostesses that have played along. So along those lines, you have to do hostess coaching. And hostess coaching is whether you're doing a Facebook party, an in-home party, whatever kind of party it is, your hostess has to be coached a little bit. They don't know this business. You do, hopefully. If you don't know this business, get up with your sponsor, get up with Bethany, get up with me. We're a big jamily, and we'll be happy to help you. The compensation plan is awesome, and it incentivizes us to help others. Even if you're not directly under me, I believe in you give what you get, and it'll come back around somehow. So when you master something, teach somebody else. Each one, teach one. Anywho, so you have to kind of tell them, hey, this is how a Facebook party works. In my Dropbox on the team page, there is a file that says Hostess Coaching. I literally copy and paste that in either an email or a message to them. And it kind of goes over like, hey, it says it in a nice way, but listen, your party's not going to do well if you don't play along. I make sure all of my hostesses have a catalog. They have an order form or two, and they have samples. When I give them those things, I say, hey, put 1 or 2 of these on and paint the rest of your nails. Take a picture on day 1 and take a picture on, 4 or 5 days later and take a picture right before you take them off. And, have those ready to post. And then that way you can the hostess can also say, hey, look, these are my nails. Look how cute they are. And look how they didn't hold up against polish and, all of that. That's a really simple step if they want to host a party. If they're not even willing to apply a sample, move along, honey. I don't know what to tell them. I also tell them, and it's in that file, it's a copy and paste, about how Facebook works. If I'm the consultant, first of all, a guest to the party, they have to click either going or maybe for them to even see the post come up in their feed. Now, I'm not 100% on how Facebook pulls the information into someone's news feed that they'll see on a daily basis. I think it's based on how busy that, all their friends. If you're friends with 5,000 people, you're not going to see every single post. It's just life. If you're only friends with 20 people, you'll probably see every person's post. Some of us probably live happy medium. If you're friends with 5,000 people, anyway. So, first of all, that's how things get into feed. Second of all, if you're not friends with that particular person who's posting, you probably are not going to see that comment. And most of the party guests are not friends with me, but they're friends with their hostess who invited them. So if their hostess is commenting, is tagging them on pictures, tagging them in posts, then it's going to pull their attention to it. It's going to be more apt for them to see it. Even if the guest only clicks maybe. So that's the second way you need to host or coach your hostess to say, hey, you're going to have to tag people, post your own stuff, comment on things, and tag people in comments. Again, if your hostess or you don't know how to tag somebody on a picture or tag someone in a post, this may not be the avenue for you, or you may need a little bit of a tutorial before you try this. So that's kind of the second thing. The third thing I make sure all my hostesses do is they need to message each of their potential guests individually. Do not send a group message. Group messages don't work. Then one person says, take me off this list. I don't want to be on this list. Da, 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 da. And then that sets a negative tone. So have her message each person individually. I give her, again, in that file as a little copy and paste, and she can copy and paste it to everybody else. That's okay. And seriously, I did this. It does not take time. It takes about 20 minutes, and I private messaged everybody a copy and paste. I must have private messaged over 100 people in 20 minutes. It's not that hard. Again, if your hostess doesn't want to do any work for her rewards, I don't know what to tell you. Again, that's just my attitude. Sometimes you got to coach people along a little bit and they get it, and sometimes they just don't. Again, that's the beauty of doing multiple hostesses in one. If 1 or 2 fizzle out, there's still hope that you're going to have a successful party. But again, not a big group message. Along that same lines, if someone clicks going and then halfway through the party they say, I don't want to see this anymore, stop trying to sell me, whatever it is negative, I can, from you as the person setting up the event, you can delete or hide that comment or that post. You also, I believe you can kind of uninvite them from the party. I sometimes will kindly say, hey, you clicked going. If you just go back to your events tab and click not going, that will remove it for you. But that's kind of how that works. And just keep it moving. Direct sales is about a numbers game. So people will tell you no. Don't let it, get you down. Don't let it keep you up at night. just move along. You know we have a great product, we have a great compensation plan, and you're going to be a success, but you have to give people the opportunity to tell you no. You can't just not ask, assuming that they're going to tell you no. So that's that.